And now we're at Saxony Mechanical, and here is the mechanical player mat. You'll see that trade is paired with upgrade. So ordinarily I would do one, maybe two upgrades at most. What I think I'm going to do for this round is three. I think I'm going to aim for produce and then trade and upgrade. And do that for the first 6 rounds, giving me 6 upgrades, helping me to make bolster, move, and produce one more beneficial. And I think I'll knock deployment down to costing 2 metal and enlistment down to costing 2 food. Since I don't know if I'm going to even build any structures, I'll probably just leave that as 3. And here we go. Let's see who I go up against. Rusviet and Nordic will be the 2 opponents. All right, so we have 1 factory card and 0 upgrades. Let's see if I decide to make a change in my strategy with that being the case, or if I say, well, even though I can go for 2 upgrades, let's just go for 1. Okay, so Nordic Patriotic, Rusviet is Agricultural. I think I will go for the technological breakthrough, which is going to change a little bit how I strategize this. Let's trade for 2 metal. And then produce, and we're going to do this till we get speed and underpass mechs. Alright, so instead of taking the character directly to this village encounter, what we're going to do is take the character to the farm that has the tunnel. And then the next move after that, we'll be taking the character to the factory to pick up the factory card, and I'll have a factory card with no upgrades. So that'll be the technological breakthrough objective completed. Now I can still do a couple of upgrades, and since I'm getting these oil when I'm producing, I can still later on do a trade and upgrade. Okay, get speed, put it here. Alright, so my next turn, what I'll do is I will move the mech with the worker and the 2 oil from the tundra. They are going to go on the village. Character will go, really I could pick any one of these, it really doesn't matter which one. We'll go there. Okay. Now next turn we're going to produce, and then the turn after that I will move the character to the factory. I like the cards that I got. I got the 2 5s to go along with 1 3 and 1 2, so starting with 2 5s is really solid. Alright, let's move character there. We're going to move the worker over here, and let's see what we have now. I do like the idea of giving up this number 3 card, giving up 1 combat card to get 2 popularity. That one's pretty solid. I usually don't particularly like to go for the structure star or the upgrade star, though getting that one could be beneficial to getting 1 more upgrade other than the one that I know I'm going to do. But you know what, since I think I'd like to try to at least get into tier 2. I'm going to choose that one. All right, and yes, technological breakthrough, getting ahead of myself here. Okay, now I can still do a wolf among the sheep later on if I wanted to. Okay, let's produce. Okay. I think this is one where I will concede, assuming that they're going to go for considerably more power than what I could have done. I would have been able to tie their number of bringing 10 to the fight, but that wouldn't have been too helpful. All right, now let's move worker over here, character to this encounter. See what encounter I can get. Okay. I like the idea of one combat card, one popularity. However, the pay 2 coin to get 3 popularity is only going to help me even more into getting in that tier 2 that I want. So let's do that. Okay, next turn is going to be produce. For right now, we're going to go with a 5 worker set. I'm actually wondering if I can maybe make my last turn, or my last star rather, on my last turn to be producing 3 more workers on any one of the villages to get the worker star. So right now let's bolster and get disarm. Right now what we're going to do is we're going to put all of the workers on the farm. Okay, so let's do this. Let's trade for 2 oil. That'll enable me, if I want to still easily get another upgrade later on in the game. So now what we're going to do is we're going to move the worker, 2 of the mechs, and I'm sorry, the character, 2 of the mechs, and all the workers onto this farm and start producing to get enlistments. Okay. All right, now next turn, produce and enlist is what we're going to do, and one of the reasons that I wanted to do a 5 worker set for right now is because producing with 5 workers only gives up 1 power instead of also giving up a popularity and a coin. And since I'm very confident that I want to do all 4 of my enlistments, I'd only be giving up 1 power each time I do this. So I'm enlisting the cards for enlistments, and the one-time bonus I got was the 2 power. Gonna try my best to stay with at least 7 power for the remainder of the game, or at least until my first combat. Alright, so that's star number 2, having all my mechs. Let's produce again. Now Nordic already has 4 stars there. They're looking pretty solid, and they're pressuring with having a couple mechs on the factory. Of course, they have artillery since they have all 4 of their mechs, which is going to give them an option to pay 1 power in order to decrease opponent's power by 2. That's an option that they're going to have here pretty soon. Let's at least give myself the option to, perhaps on this next turn, get the 8 worker star. Because if Nordic already has 4 stars, I might need to think about increasing my pace on this. If I pay 2 coins to get 3 resources, I could go for 3 wood right away and get a structure, but I think I might just go without getting a structure altogether. We'll see how the rest of the game goes. Let's get a combat card and a popularity. So that gets us into tier 2. Okay. Now producing and enlisting, when I get my 2 bonus, so I have 8 popularity right now. I might want to think about seeing if I can even get into tier 3. So let's go for the 2 additional popularity. And on this next turn, let's do a couple things here. Let's get to this encounter. I'm going to leave 2 workers there just in case Rusviet decides to take that over. Let's leave 2 workers there. So the idea is to try to impact the opponent's popularity if they happen to take over any of these territories. All right, let's give up 0 actual power. Use those cards to win the fight. And I have the factory. Let's see what I get from the encounter. Okay, 2 coins, 1 popularity, I think is what I want to go with. Alright, before I do my next turn, we're going to let them finish their round. Before I do my next turn, let's pause this video, and video 2 will be the conclusion of this game.